Hey everyone, I figured I'd try and do two videos in one day. So I figured I'd update you guys on how speech is going with the twins. They have been doing amazing. Easton is just kind of blown up. He can say his alphabet, he can count, he knows his colors and shapes and color, yeah, everything. It's been an incredible journey to watch him kind of blossom. And both my cats are fighting outside the door. Ella has just been doing great as far as progressing at a much slower rate than Easton, but she's headed in the right direction. She has words. She signs and speaks, and we do pictures. And obviously, Easton talking a lot has been super helpful. They do still only get speech once a week, even though Ella was tested. She had neuropsych testing done, and I can see my cat's tail underneath the door. And they wanted her to have 3 hours a week of speech, and early intervention is still only giving us an hour and won't put her on 2 wait lists. She's been on 1 wait list for like 4.5 months. And I can't get outpatient because my insurance won't cover both. So that's been kind of a hassle, but we've been doing a lot of stuff at home, and everywhere we go, we're constantly talking and naming things, and she's getting it. It's just at a slower rate. So they've been doing great. So we do that. We used to go to group, and we stopped going there because they tended to be on the older scale, physically and mentally, even though they didn't verbally talk, they were just so much older than the other kids, and they really needed to be around older kids to kind of, and ever since I took them out of group has really been where we've seen the progression. They go to nursery every Sunday when we're at church, so that's an hour and a half that they're with other kids, and the 2-year group, so they're 2 to 2.11 months. They're right there in the middle of that age group. So you have kids on both ends of the spectrum, but they're all similar in age, whereas early intervention group is from 18 months to 3 years old, which I just feel like is such a huge gap. So, or range, not gap. So they do that, and then once a week we go to like an open gym, and the kids have just been loving that and meeting new friends and playing and jumping, and it's just been a great way to get energy out for them. And then at home we do a lot of painting and alphabets and puzzles, and a lot of just not structured environment, but in a learning environment when we're home. And they've really just been progressing. So I wouldn't say that they are where they need to be. Ella tested, which she tested about 3 weeks ago, and her receptive language, so her understanding of language, was between a 3 and a 4-year-old level, but her expressive, which was being able to verbally talk to you, was at a 12-month level. So there's a huge gap with her, and we're really trying to close the gap and get her expressive up to her receptive before her receptive continues, and the gap just keeps getting bigger. And I blame early intervention because I busted my butt as a parent trying to get her help and speech last year when we started in July, and they blew me off until December. So, and the psychologist that we met with was completely unhappy with how they treated her, and I have everything, the emails, the phone calls, everything. I just said they just didn't want to help my kid, and that's unfortunately the public system in some cases, and the Department of Public Health in some cases, and just some kids just get left off the bandwagon as much as you try, and unfortunately Ella was one of them, and she's still left off because they're refused to give her what she needs, even though they sent us to get testing done to prove to them what she needed, and they still aren't delivering what she needs. So I've just been kind of doing it on my own, and they've been doing great. I mean, it's hard. It's hard as a mom with 2 kids that verbally didn't talk when they were supposed to be talking. But it's slow. It's slow progression, but every moment that they succeed is like they've won a gold medal. I mean, we make such a big deal about it, and we're so proud as parents that they continue to progress and strengthen their vocabulary and talk. It's just been an incredible past few months watching both of them. I mean, Easton has just blown us all away with what he can say and how he can talk. He's still not forming sentences or anything, but he's putting words together, and, it's not just like hi or mama, it's hi mama, or blue car, or, um, cat meow or cat cry. It's putting words together, and it's pretty amazing to watch his brain work. And then Ella has been a lot of just repetition with what she knows, and then we just add a word into it, and we just do a lot of repetition. It just works for her, and she can name everyone, mama, papa, dada, Mimi, Titi, meow is what they call the cats. They don't call them cats, they call them meows. And she, cup, bowl, spoon, she's water, she's learning amazing words that, yeah, I mean, she probably should have known a long time ago, but for some kids, that's just not how it works. And I'm not pressuring them anymore. They're learning at their own pace, and it's working. And that's all that matters, is they're learning to communicate with other people, and they're excited about it, and they don't feel like, I never wanted them to feel like they were behind. And I think that was a huge problem with Ella. She's took it very to heart that she couldn't communicate with people, and she got really shy and shut down, and it didn't work with certain people, and certain people early intervention sent to us, it just didn't work. Their personalities just, Ella shut off and wouldn't even work with them. But now that she's with certain people, her speech therapist is amazing, and Ella loves, it's just incredible. Like, they, even behavior wise, because they didn't talk, when we started going to church in November, they hated the nursery and cried and cried and cried, cried the whole time. And now they get so excited. They're like, hi, church, bye, church. They run into church. They're excited. And I think being able to talk and communicate and play with other kids, it's just different when you're on their level. And even if they're not completely on their level, they can kind of communicate. And it's been a huge change for them. So we are still doing everything that we can with them. And potentially they could go to preschool in September with early intervention. But, well, it'd be like October, because they turn 3 in October. But I could send them to private preschool at 2 years and 9 months. But I'm still up in the air whether I want to do that or home preschool. I've really been watching a lot of vloggers on here that home preschool, and I just feel like because my kids are in 2 different stages, one may go to preschool, one may not, or they both might stay home with me, or they both might go. We're up in the air with that. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand. We're doing great with vocabulary. They're doing great. They're going to be 2.5 next month. They're both exactly 33.8 pounds. I weighed them both the other day. I think they're like 36, 37 inches tall. I can't remember. They have massive feet. They're in size 9s. They're in size 4 and 5 clothes. No tees, except for pants. They can wear toddler pants, but shirts have to be like 4 or 5. No more toddler shirts. They just love being outside, and they love painting, and we love watching trolls and sing, and they love camping, and they're so excited. We bought a trailer, and they were with us through the whole process of that, and they love the trailer, and so they're just, it's exciting time for them. They're doing great, and I would have them on here, but hopefully they're still sleeping downstairs. I'm gonna go check on them since I've been vlogging for almost an hour right now. So yeah, they're just great, and hopefully I'll be able to share a little bit more of our life with you guys with them, and how they're progressing. I'd love to be able to show you guys how they're speaking and everything. It's an incredible journey. Everything has never been easy for us, and we're kind of used to that. And this has just been another kind of mountain we're climbing over, and we're getting close to the top, and once we get to the top, it will be a huge celebration. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So any tips or games or anything that you guys might have for me, please leave a comment below, because I'd love to hear. I love finding new games and puzzles or anything sensory stuff that you find on Pinterest. Feel free to leave them linked below, or just let me know, because I'd love new ideas to play with them. It's just been incredible, watching them grow. I know I didn't mention, they kind of diagnosed Ella with, an expressive language disorder, but they think it might be apraxia of speech, but they can't fully diagnose her until she's 3. And then Easton doesn't have a diagnosis. He just has delayed speech. So that's kind of where they both stand with. I know I wanted to say that and I forgot to say that. So yeah, so anyways, I will see you guys soon, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope it's sunnier and less rainy than our day here, because it's supposed to be 51 and it's like 30 degrees and freezing rain. So have a fantastic Monday, and I'll see you guys soon.